To live quite so immediately. Right, hi, yes, welcome. It is the very first MAYCH Live Hangout here on MAYCH TV. It has been, I think, about 3 years since we did a live one on this channel, so bear with me while I just mess around with stuff and get stuck into things, because, yeah, this is a complete and utter... I don't want to say I'm totally winging it. I have practiced this before. I've tested it. Anyone who's watched the weekly vlogs will know that I had a little bit of a test of the technology a couple of weeks ago, and then basically life has been absolutely manic in the interim, so I've not been able to get near the channel to be able to do one of these. So if you're here, I think there's literally 2 people live right now, so welcome. Yous are the first of the new era. If you stick it around, we'll stick around for it. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to try and sort some lighting out while I'm here. Oh yeah, look. Does that need to be there? No, I'm going to move it. Now, let's see. Is that better? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, right. Yes, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. This doesn't feel anywhere near as well done or well polished as the stuff that I've been putting on the channel over the years in so many ways. But yeah, I am testing out whether I can do these hangouts on a more regular basis. So I have a number of topics. I'm going to introduce you all to the topics in 2 seconds. I just want to make sure that I can get the comments up so I don't miss anything while I'm here. Okay, I think I can do this. Yes, chat, comment. So, hi. Hello to Hallie, to John, to Mathieu, to Ian, AJR, and another... Oh no, and Andy as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, I'm doing good. So yeah, this is pretty. I was going to say this is pretty low tech. Is it low tech being able to live stream from your mobile phone to the internet these days? Yes, it probably is. Anyway, look, without further ado, let me introduce the topics for this hangout. The very first of the MAYCH Hangout topics is this. Look at this. Spared no expense. Topic number 1. Now this is backwards for me, so I'm hoping that it's the right way around for you. That might be a setting that I need to sort. If not, we'll work that out in future. Is that the right way for everyone watching at home? It's mirrored. Okay, superb. Yeah. Okay, so what you should do is learn to read this backwards. Okay. Yeah. Is that makes perfect sense, right? I wonder if I can kind of fix that. Let's have a little look. If I press that button, it's going to switch it to the other camera. If I do, I've got no idea how to fix that. We'll fix that. Tell you what, let's fix that another time. So the topics are as follows. EMS Spurs. The Spurs semi-final is topic number 1. Topic number 2 is the squad, exclamation mark, question mark. Topic 3 is the Redmen 15th anniversary. And topic 4 is a viewer pick, which means that you guys get to choose what we're going to discuss for the 4th topic. I don't know how long this is going to go for, but yeah, maybe hold the video up to like a mirror and just look at it if you're really struggling with how to read this. I mean, I could write this backwards. It is only done there, but if you want to sit here and watch a middle-aged man with his tongue stuck out, and he's trying to work out how to do that, then please, let's save everyone, including me, from that for the moment anyway. So, Tottenham Hotspur semi-final. We'll start with that. As ever, just use the comment section. In fact, we've got Hunter Windmill here says, "Hi mate, I've been watching you since about 2012 and I was 13 years old, dear God. Just wants to let you know it's been great to see you come so far and now be in club content with the players. All the best. It has been a long old road." I want to discuss that topic actually in a minute or a little bit later on, because this year is the 15th anniversary of Redmen TV on YouTube, and I want to make a big deal of it. I'm going to need people's help to make that a reality, so I'm going to need some help with that one, definitely. Anyway, Tottenham Hotspur semi-final. You can tell where my head's been at this week, that we are playing in the semi-final of a cup competition tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, we are effectively 90 minutes away from going back to Wembley, and therefore 90 minutes plus whatever away from winning the first silverware of the season. And my head is like, because I've been doing a million other things, getting pulled in a million directions. So here, this will do well to focus the mind. Do you think that Liverpool are going to beat Tottenham Hotspur and book a place in the final of the League Cup? Yes or no, let me know in the comments section underneath right now. And if you think yes as well, drop a like while you're here. I think that we will. I think that we are going to turn them over, and I think it's going to be an interesting game because I have a genuine feeling that Ange Postecoglou sees this as his job. And what I mean by that is, I mean, it is his job. His job is to win football matches for Tottenham Hotspur. You wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it by how he's approaching things, but it is. Oh, and moreover, not just win them. I mean, like in a particular way. Just win them. Just by hook or by crook, Ange. So I think he's going to change up what he does in this match. I think he's basically going to go philosophy almost be damned, and he's going to have his lads get behind the ball as much as possible. Look, ultimately, and let me make this perfectly clear, that is an absolutely fine way to play football. You know, the football purists or the football, you know, the beautiful game purists, more than football purists, would be like, no, you know, attack, and play great football and all that. But in reality, get to a final and try and win a piece of silverware, mate. So I think that is how he's going to approach this. So it will change the mission for Liverpool. But I don't hate it, because I think when you look at what we've come up against in recent weeks, Nottingham Forest and Brentford are both. Brentford actually are more than this, and Bournemouth actually another one. They're more than just this, but they're including Nottingham Forest. They're very well organised. They're very well drilled, and when they want to get men behind the ball, they get men behind the ball. They're aware that, particularly Brentford and Bournemouth, that football isn't just coming milling out and trying to win a fight in 3 seconds. It is a bit of a war of attrition. You've got to you've got to win every one of your battles across the pitch, and then you earn the right to win a football match after it. So they defend really, really well and very well structured, particularly Bournemouth. And then when you add Nottingham Forest into the mix, Liverpool have gone through that as well, where they are the most old school British team that's in the league at the moment. It's very Mourinho-esque of, defend for your lives and then trust the good lads to do the attack and stuff down the other end. So I think Ange might do a bit of that this time around, which isn't necessarily his forte, which I think will play into our hands, perhaps. But it will be interesting to see whether he does do that. And then he just says to the lads he's got left, see if you can create some magic. And in reality, they've got a 1-goal lead. They don't need to create some magic. They just need to keep the door shut. I don't hate that as a plan in a general sense, but actually also from Liverpool's chances of success for winning the game, I don't hate that as a plan, because I don't think they're just not very well drilled in it. They're not going to be, are they? Nottingham Forest have had, Nuno Espirito Santo getting them on that for a long old while. And then they've got the good lads to do the good stuff. And obviously they've got a centre forward in rip-roaring form as well, which makes a massive difference to things. I think you can teach. I think we saw this with Manchester United a few times when they've come to Anfield and they've parked the bus. And if you tell really, really good players to park the bus, then they're going to be really good at it, because actually you can be a park the bus team and tend to be park the bus teams without really good players. So you can drill players who aren't brilliant in the art of defending. And so this is why I think Tottenham are awkward. I don't think, obviously they've not got great defenders. They've tried to address a little bit of that, and they've obviously brought the goalie in and stuff. So it might be better. Obviously they've lost Dragusin as well. What do we think? Do we think Tottenham Hotspur have got what it takes to be able to park the bus? Do we think that's something Ange can teach? And even if it's not just Ange, it's his coaches, do we think they've got the players who will be able to withstand us? Let me know in the comments. Ethsham sent a super chat in and then retracted the message, so I didn't get to see him. So sorry, mate. I don't know what that was. I'm a little concerned, Ethsham. What was it that you put in? Yeah, we'll see. Right, let me see. Mr. Whopper says, big up, Paul. Arsenal fan here. Thanks for ruining my season. Can you make it up to me by bringing back high score battlers? Yeah, so I've been going on a bit of a nostalgia tour on this channel in recent weeks, kind of going back to the start and trying to catch people up on who I am and where I'm at in my life and career and what have you. And yeah, this channel began with a series called High Score Battlers. As anyone who's watching right now, there's not a lot of people watching, but of any of yous other than Mr. Whopper, did any of you watch High Score Battlers at the time? time. Judging by the numbers that it got, I'm going to say no, if I'm being perfectly honest, but yeah, we'll see. Protégé says, I genuinely think we're going to win 5-1. David Roberts, I think it's going to be 3-0 to the Reds. Colin Lunt says, I think it answers my question, just yes, defo. And Adam Hart says, what's happening here then? Afternoon, Paul. Hello, Adam. Yeah, I've been promising this in the weekly vlogs for ages, that I was going to get back to live streaming on this channel, because the last phone I had, though it had a camera that was effectively jizz-worthy in terms of what it was able to capture, and you'll have seen it in the vlogs. I think the first vlog I used it for was the Man City FA Cup semi-final, and it's like, it couldn't live stream to YouTube, or it could, but it live streamed like someone doing a mad version of the robot, and it was terrible. So basically I couldn't live stream anymore, and now I've got a new phone. Samsung have fixed that problem, so yeah, here I am live streaming. Hopefully it's working out all right for everyone. And yeah, let me know if you've got any problems with things. Do obviously continue chatting to me in the comments and what have you. So yeah, my hope is to get back to a world where we can do a weekly hangout, because I'm doing the vlogs, but also it's nice just to keep people updated, because obviously everything's a week after the fact, which is really messing with my head, because I'm sitting down on a Monday morning doing like the start of the next week's vlog, which includes releasing the week before's, but I'm constantly living a week behind whilst trying to look two weeks ahead. So this is a good way for us to just sort of, and also just, I'm trying desperately to get back to what we had about 2 or 3 years ago, which was a really good community on this channel. The wider footballing community of Liverpool fans, and just how people talk about football online in general can be miserable and super negative and just really critical and a bit horrible. And I think that exists in all genres online, to be perfectly honest. I know made to do wrestling content exactly the same, made to do movie content exactly the same, and so on and so forth. Whatever. This is my channel. We'll curate a good community here, so people can have some nice open and honest chats. And what I want to do, as I said in that history of Redmen video a few weeks ago, is try and bring people along the journey with me. I'm trying to do some interesting and exciting things, and hopefully you guys will be interested and excited by them. Okay, let me get back to some of the comments. David Roberts said, I think, did I read this one already? I think it's going to be 3-0 to the Reds. It doesn't matter, it's a good comment, I'll read it again. Captain Random, is it worth going back and watching High School Battlers or the start of the stream? Someone answer him in the comments, to both. High School Battle, this was quality, says Jordan, thank you so much. Adam Hart, my car was parked in Zone D, by the way. Thank you so much, everyone. I did manage to get home, so yeah, everyone who got on to that was very good, very, very good indeed. Thank you, Mr. Waffers, 100%, they're all worth watching, they are amazing. Okay, Jordan's watched every single episode of High School Battlers. What a time it was. So there was a time on Mondays where we were coming into the studios, we were recording Wheel of Wank for Retro Football TV, High School Battlers for MAYCH TV, like the final word for Redmen, and then we were doing Social Club on Ball Street. It was just, yeah, it was they were busy holidays then. Ash says, can't see you yeeting, to be honest, Paul. You're probably right, but Michael Cole did it, so, and he's probably older and less cool than me, I would guess. I mean, I must admit, I never really understood the Usos thing. I've only kind of come back a bit to wrestling in recent years. But like that walking out in the middle of a crowd and everyone doing this is, yeah, I do like a little bit of that, if I'm being honest. Right, let's see what else we got here. Did I watch the Rumble? I am about 10 people into the men's Rumble, because so what I've discovered, it's like, listen, WWE on Netflix, cool man, I'm all for it. So much easier to access. I was a subscriber to the WWE network anyway, but like between Raw and SmackDown, that's like between 4 and 5 hours of content a week. Then you add in a pay-per-view once a month, and even sometimes like twice a month. You're talking, it's too much stuff. I can't. So, and more annoyingly now, the one thing that annoys me more about modern wrestling is how socially engaged they are, which is to say, I used to be able to record on VHS off the telly a main event, go to school, not know the results, come home and watch it. And And now I turn my phone on in the morning, bleary-eyed, and I check Instagram, and there's a picture of Triple H with the male and female winner of the Rumble. Thanks, Hunter. Anyway, we're getting wildly off track. I expect it to happen more. Okay. Yuka says, Paul, I've watched you since 2019 and you say never age. That is absolute bollocks. And I'll show you why. Look at that. It's a fucking disgrace. Look at the greys. Yeah, let's see. I've got a few comments here about a couple of different things. Where are we? Us and Newcastle in the final will be quality, says Copite. Yeah, so again, I don't like to do this like when we're in the final. I'm not saying when, if. Hypothetically, everyone touch wood. Hypothetically, if Liverpool made it to the League Cup final, who would you rather face? Newcastle or Arsenal? Now, I think it's a pretty straightforward answer, but I think Newcastle would be loads of fun, but there would be something where there would be so much stakes involved with Arsenal that it would not be enjoyable to experience it. But if you won, oh my God, like imagine beating Arsenal in the final. That would be, we were talking on the podcast about how comprehensively you could potentially, imagine comprehensively doing Arsenal this season. Imagine beating them to the league title, having already beaten them to the League Cup. And then maybe there's a world where you could even, I don't know, like, you might have played in the Champions League. You might have played in the FA Cup. That would be fun. I mean, again, it's like this football. Football's just the ultimate drug, isn't it? You're chasing the biggest high possible, and I keep doing this where Chris is forever like give me the easiest draw possible. Let's just grind our way through the draw, and I've learned that, particularly the FA Cup. Don't get glamorized in the first 3 rounds. Get teams that you can beat, and so far so good. But yeah, there is a little bit of me that's a sucker for that just imagines. God, imagine scoring. Imagine Virgil van Dijk's last gasp winning header against Chelsea, but it's Arsenal. Okay, sound. Let's see. The Bailey just didn't work, but thought I'd show my sport for you, Paul. Thank you so much. That's lovely. Jim Bull was staunch WCW, so I'm of an age where I remember when Monday Nitro and Monday Night Raw were both shown basically back to back on Sky on a Friday night. So one was on TNT, which I think was like on cable, was like channel 22 or whatever. I think I've got like a mad and you just used to flick between the 2 channels and watch both wrestlers. It was the closest you could get to actually living it how the Americans were living it, about 5 days after the fact. And of course you didn't know the results because the internet just wasn't like that at the time. So I liked WCW because that was where all the ones I'd grown up with had gone to, but obviously Raw was seen as the super exciting one. Michael Toth missed the social club and retro footy days. Defo go watch the CMO 102 series. I watch that once a year around winter to keep my spirits up. The Heskey cameo somehow shocks me every year. Yeah, that series again. Has everyone watched the CMO 102 series? If you haven't, I still think, and there are some phenomenal champ/football manager creators out there, and we would never come close to touching them for consistency and just overriding brilliance and depth of knowledge and ability on the games. But nobody has ever done a better football management series on YouTube than that. I will challenge anyone to a fight who disagrees with me on that one. We hired an open top bus and bought a fake Premier League trophy and paraded it around the streets of Liverpool when Liverpool hadn't won a league title in, at that point, something like 25 years. Yeah, okay, sound. Let's see. Captain Random, love your content, love you as a guy. Can't hang around as I'm busy, so all the best. Thank you so much. What a lovely way to say goodbye. I wish more people were like this. Right, let's see what else we got. In fact, shall we move on? Topic number 2, which, because you can all read in reverse, I don't need to read it to you. It says the squad. Are we happy with the squad? Are we happy with what Liverpool have got? Obviously, the transfer window's shut, and I wasn't sure I wanted to do this topic, if only because it's such a hotbed, and people are so passionate about it. And I love passion. Passion's the reason to exist, but I'm being like negatively over the top about things. I am interested to know whether you think, having looked at Liverpool's squad, and is it possible to want transfers, but at the same time be happy with the quality of the squad? Because that's how I feel. Does anyone else kind of feel that way, or is anyone else here very vehemently, it's got to be signings, and then, or they don't think the squad's good enough or whatever? Because yeah, thanks everyone who's pointing out that the side is backwards. It is. It's not. It's the right way around. You're backwards. That's the real problem. Let's see. John Spencer says there's always additions needed for competition, but look where we are, Paul. And look, that's the immediate response, I think, and it's a fair response. But I also do get that, like, we've not won anything yet. But I do also get the idea of, I think there's a lot of anxiety around football. There just is, and I think because it's not in our control, because you've got these transfer windows, I think it skews your thinking into believing that because that's your last sort of stop-off point almost, and that's the only thing you can do is to buy footballers to have that kind of impact. Then if you don't, then it's a missed opportunity, or you may be risking not carrying on what you're doing. And look, they're fine. It's one of life's big problems, and I find this is where it's a fear that nobody can put to rest for you. So I try my best to kind of steer around those things. I do that in life. So I had a random example the other day where I won't name names or go too much into details, but somebody basically said they've got a bunch of problems, and they were all the kind of problems where nobody in the right mind would say, don't worry, I'll be fine, because you look like a blasé idiot. So I'll give you another random example, which I can say. So, and this is so tangent. I'm so sorry. It's such a weird example, but I'm going to give it to you. Do you remember when there was that like bomber outside the women's hospital in Liverpool? So someone got in a taxi and tried to basically go and detonate a bomb inside the hospital, and the taxi driver locked the doors and kept him in, and it went off, and the taxi driver got hurt. Absolute hero, but he stopped it from happening. Well, the next day, my one of my kids was due to have a school trip to the city centre, and it around the parents' WhatsApp group, and the WhatsApp group was saying, they were going to the Imperial War Museum in town, and a few of the parents said, we're not letting them go. We're not letting them go. We're not letting them go to town. And then someone said, we're definitely not letting them go because it's a war museum. All right, Sam. And I got the logic, the fear of it, of, listen, if there's been someone doing a bomb threat in town, then you might think that it's, that it's not safe to go into town. And this is where you're in the devil in the deep blue sea with things, is that my counter argument was, it's highly, highly unlikely that it will happen again, but also that it will happen at that very specific spot that our children that our children are going to, and it being a war museum, madness. What about a war museum makes it a particular target? But nobody on earth wants to be the person that tells every other parents and the teachers, it's fine, take my kids into town away from us in that kind of situation, because as much as it's probably fine, what if it's not? And nobody wants to be the person that says it's going to be fine and have it not be fine. That is a really horrible position to be in, and you'd have to live with that, and then somehow you'd be getting blamed for something that was ultimately totally out of your control. And I know that is a fucking stupidly over the top example of something, but this is the problem when I hear people say we needed signings and we needed this and that, is I do look at the league table and go, Liverpool are top, and actually on the underlying numbers, Liverpool are performing better. Liverpool are almost twice as good as Arsenal in terms of how they're producing, the chances they're producing, and the lack of chances that are going against them in terms of goals scored, players on the pitch, all of this stuff, injuries, it's all going really, really well for Liverpool. So it will probably be okay. But if you're telling me that if you're going to go, but what if everyone gets injured, and what if Mo Salah stops scoring, and what if they lose the Merseyside derby and then they lose this game and they lose game, and it's like, yeah, they probably won't win the title. But you can then, the problem is then bring it around. You could say, we'll go and buy someone, and what if they then get injured? You could play that game till you basically bash your head against the wall. And I would look at this as well. Like, remember Ben Davies and Ozan Kabak. Now, they what happens when you just buy footballers because you desperately need footballers, and Liverpool don't desperately need footballers. But equally, they were brought in to solve a problem that needed solving, and both basically were unable to help solve that problem. Liverpool finished that season with Nat Phillips and Reece Williams at centre-half, who they already owned, because those guys got injured. So I'm always for new signings, and at the risk of making it sound crass, my businesses make loads more money when Liverpool sign players than when they don't. So, you know, yeah, more signings for Liverpool, but I am feeling reasonably calm about it. Jesus, that was a lot of weight. I'm going to take a drink. Oof, right. Let me share the comments. Ewan McDonald, I could have done with an extra player or two, but we objectively have a great squad with minimal worries with injuries. That. Exactly that. I would be, if you'd said Liverpool are buying Kerkez, I'd have been made up with that, because I think he's really, really good. Or, you know, for a variety of reasons, like even like, you know, Anthony Robinson, or there's good players out there, you know, and I think we'd have been excited for them. But yeah, I'm enjoying what we've got, and I'm enjoying the cameo roles from the lads who I think are likely to move on. So I think there's a lot of people ready to write Andy Robertson off, but I thought he had a brilliant game at the weekend. And there's people last summer who would have just said, right, that's it, Kostas Tsimikas, you're a backup, what are you going to do, mate? Let it go. I think he's had a really good season for us as well. Joe Gomez is another one. I'm enjoying his role in it. Harvey Elliott, another one. Like Wataru Endo, cult hero in the making. He's just got something else, something different. He possesses a thing that I think a squad needs, and it is just that like experience and leadership and just gung-ho attitude towards stuff. So whereas you might be able to go and get, you know, always get brilliant footballers. Yeah, I like all of our lads, and I'm always biased like that. So this one, I think it was the podcast. That's why I can't play as Liverpool on Football Manager generally, because I always believe the best in all the lads. I always think they're going to come good, or I can make them into something. So, whereas in reality, Football Manager, you go into the editor and the data will tell you whether they're capable of being good or not. But like, I refuse to do that because I think I can change them. I'm sure I can change Vegard Hegem's career still to this day, and Igor Biscan, and Bruno Shayroom, and Anthony Latalik, and Cinema Pongo, and countless others. Emiliano and Sue. I thought he was going to be the next great left back. It's just because I just love too much. Wansa Mundea, Paul Lavender's personal channel. What universe am I in? Yeah, we've gone back in a time warp to 2022. Josh Wainwright, hindsight is a wonderful thing. It is indeed. Ash, injury management has kept our squad together and avoided the uproar. I do feel due to our play style and new backroom staff has helped. It does certainly feel that way. It doesn't feel like lads are taking as many risks, and we're certainly not playing to the level of intensity I think we have done previously. That control being the operative word that we've heard a lot this season. Just breathe on it. Take your time, take a touch. It'll come. You don't need to just pound and pound and pound and pound and pound. There's a time and place for that. And Liverpool can do that when they need to, which I think, again, they're having different styles. Go fast, go slow. It's like making love to a beautiful person. You know, just you don't need to run for the finish line at all times. Just luxuriating it sometimes, and yeah, you know, you're less likely to get hurt that way, I think, is the way to look at it. Piglet Jack Miles says, Paul, congratulations to you and your wife for 18 years together. Yeah, 18 years. Me and my wife Charlie have been together. People who've been watching the vlogs will have seen bits and pieces of her, and long-time Redmen viewers will know. I mean, she's been around. We've been together. She painted the original Redmen banner, which we made back in like 2007. Yeah, so we've been together a very, very long time. We've been together a whole adult life, which is cool. Russ says, we don't have any problems right now. We only have areas where we could make marginal gains with transfers or future-proof. And yeah, exactly. And look, I think the contract stuff does feed into that. It does, because when you look down the line, you could drive yourself mad with it. And that's where I think there is a concern, because if you're not signing any of the three, then unless, you know, Conor Bradley is ready to become world class over the summer, which, hey, listen, might happen, unless Quanta's ready to step up, or you've got another centre half, you know, and then in the Salah situation, you basically, you're gonna have three huge holes in terms of quality in your squad, and then you've got the likes of like Lucho and a couple of others who are entering into shit or get off the pot in terms of contract or sell as well, plus any other work that you feel you might do. So you might need to buy, you know, you're going to need a left back, you're probably going to need another midfielder. You get into the realms of like maybe 5 or 6 transfers, and that's a lot of business to do in a transfer window. But sometimes everything needs a reboot. But I get that. I think the transfers thing and the squad thing, I think people are hoping, we're hoping that we could offset any future issues by going in on the January. Look, Liverpool have done that loads of times in recent years, and opportunities have risen. Gakpo, Diaz, Virgil van Dijk, as examples of that. So, yeah. Anyway, I feel good about the squad. Is what I'm saying. I hope that you do too. Russ Robbo's phenomenal in the last game, really back to his best performance. Just got to keep rotating him, I think. I just don't think we can ask him to go 90 minutes, but we shouldn't have to, because again, I think Costas has deserved his place in that side. Robert Randall need a replacement for Salah. If he goes, need support for him anyway. I think there is a case there that no matter what happens, you're going to have to buy someone in that position in the summer, whether he stays or goes. And I think if he stays, it's still, I mean, that's still tricky, because you've still got to tell Salah that this is the lad. This is the next you. And that's a lot of pressure for that footballer. But you might find, actually, you could just get someone who's just like super fast, you look like Savinho as an example for Man City. Maybe him, but who can score goals. I didn't say this just before the City game, so it's probably fine. But if you're going to buy someone like, and I've seen it mentioned in the comments, I'll see if I can find it now, like someone mentioned Alex Isak. If you're going to go and buy a world-class number 9, then you don't need a 30-goal a season right winger. You need a 15 to 20 goal option, maybe, instead. Right. Glenn, so you can breathe a sigh of relief. I've seen the future, and I can let you know we smash Arsenal at Anfield, and when we have the parade, we get a guest appearance on the bus from a certain chairman. Oh my God, imagine they brought Jürgen back for a parade. Dear Lord. Robert Randall's Bendo come back next year, Prem player. He certainly looks like he's got something, but it will be interesting to see whether he's just one they cash in on and go for something a bit more ready-made. There are a couple of young players like that. Bajcetic. For me, when we're looking at like this, who plays alongside or rotates Gravenberch, Stefan Bajcetic just looks like he feels like the one. But is he still that player? Can he still be that player or more? Honest answer is I don't know, and I don't think anyone really knows. Basically, Vader, I don't want Lucho as a false 9. He's not been effective recently. I thought he was excellent at the weekend. I thought he really was. I think the way to think about it, though, I think we all clamour for this idea of all of your front three scoring loads and loads of goals. But if Gakpo carries on scoring the way that he's scoring, he'll break 20 goals all comps in the next week or so, the next few weeks, I reckon. So he could get up to sort of 25, maybe even more all comps, which is ideal. That's Mane numbers. That's peak Mane numbers. Salah's getting best of Salah on the other side. You just need your number 9 to get around 15 all comps, I'd say, to facilitate the other stuff. And Diaz, I know he hasn't always done it from the forward line, but between him and Jota, I think we need someone better, more fixed to do that if they want to do that job. But what I'm saying is, I agreed with you a few weeks ago about the Lucho thing. And Jota coming back might change that again. But yeah, it's fine. He works his bollocks off, doesn't he? I do miss him on the left, though, because he's so exciting. And Nicky LFC, 6 times, Paul, are you going to the charity match in March? I've not got my ticket yet. Should I be worried? About me going? I don't know if I'm going or yet. I used to go to them all, and I've started not, because when there's international breaks, normally it's important to just have a break. We were over in Ireland for the last one. I think that's right. Is that right? People who watched us in Dublin and Belfast last year, was that weekend? I honestly can't remember. We're hoping to get some live events sorted, but there's nothing sorted on that yet. So I don't. Honest answers, I don't know, but I'm tempted because of the whole build up to the Istanbul anniversary thing. Pete McGuffey, I've been watching Redmen for years. Always wondered what happened to some of the boys that have left Redmen. Ben, Tom. Watching this 20 minutes behind live. Okay, sound. So hi, future Pete. We've all gone on to just different careers. Ben's working in the Middle East, working on football coverage and stuff. He's doing really well for himself. Tom's a video producer for a law firm in town. Sai's working for LFC TV. Ross is the social manager for Bongo's Bingo, I think. And then there's tons of others. Just lastly, before I move on, Ian Brennan, what do you think of Brian Burmo as Salah replacement? Yeah, I'd love that. I mean, I don't want anyone to replace Salah. I just want Salah. But yeah. Right, okay. Topic number 3. Redmen 15. I'm going to make that joke every time, by the way. Redmen 15, and then it's viewer pick. So just write topic in caps and then discussion topic alongside it, and I'll if I see one that's interesting or one that's really, a lot of people are going for, then we'll do that as the final topic of the hangout. So just write topic in caps and then do that afterwards. So yes, this is the 15th anniversary year coming up of Redmen on YouTube, and I'm looking for ideas for how to celebrate. I've got a couple that I think might well be winners, which I'm going to keep under wraps for a minute, but I want to gauge people's ideas. So similarly, Redmen 15 hyphen any ideas or any thoughts that you'd like to see, or just put them in here and we'll have a chat. So when we had the 10th anniversary, Liverpool won the league, which helped, and we did the Jordan Henderson mural, which is the one that's opposite the Trent one by the ground, which was wicked. And obviously it was during COVID, so we were blessed that we managed to convince Jordan to come out and speak to us and see it and all that kind of stuff. So that was a big thing for us. There was also a lot going on behind the scenes at Redmen at that time, which I will address at some point. And I've got a podcast coming out with Adam Smith, formerly of the Soccer AM Parish and obviously Saturday Social. I've done his podcast, which will be going out at some point this month or next, I think. But anyway, that was cool, but it was like we had so much going on. The fact is 15 years is massive, it's mega. We've been going longer than any other fan TV channel. We are the original fan TV channel. So I want to celebrate that. I want to cement that a bit more. And also I want to do not just one thing, but a number of things that are just a bit mad and a bit big and noisy and interesting, over a variety of genres. Anyone who's been regular on this channel or on Redmen and, following what we do, we've done lots of mad stuff and lots of, in all kinds of different ways. There's some stuff that we've kind of stopped doing because we haven't had time to do those kind of things anymore. I'm really interested to get people's thoughts. I mean, the Crosby vlogger, Chloe blocks some sexy calendar. I'm not sure. I mean, if you wanted to model a vast array of amazing trainers, then maybe you might get that. But yeah, other than that, it's a bit weird, mate. Let's call that what it is. That's a bit weird. So use the comment section. Maybe if you're watching this after the fact, I'm going to do a little bit more on this in the coming weeks. But yeah, I want some outside the box ideas, because 15 years is massive. I'm 42 now. I was a much younger, thinner, less grey man. There we go, Ian. Chris Sexy Calendar. Yeah, perfect. We can definitely do that. Calendar. Correct. Right, hold on. Oh, dear me. Yeah, because it's big, isn't it? Really, really big. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got. I'll come back if anyone's got them. I'll read them out. And actually, again, if you're watching this after the fact, please interact with me in the comments section. It's always good fun. So the final pick, viewer pick. Let me see what we got. So, well, back on the Redmen stuff. Redmen 15. Let Chris cook for the party or barbecue and vlog the prep. Chris's cooking is first rate. Right, let me see what we got. Topic, hate contract talk, but thoughts on the Virgin Move already signed stuff. Ooh, I like that. Ashley Frith says, do we think the media push signing so much that the fan media usually pushes the frenzy? That fan media usually pushes the frenzy. When we don't sign people, we win stuff. It's true. Topic, why isn't Robert Randall's topic, why isn't Gomez got a song yet? Joe Gomez has got a song. Ain't nobody like Joe Gomez. Makes me happy. Makes me feel this way. It's amazing. It's an absolute banger. Okay. Let's see. Ashley Frith, try and get some players past and present to send an anniversary message. That's a good entry level. That is not a bad idea. It's a very good idea. But I'm thinking like, can I pay, I don't know, Igor Biscan to like paraglide into the studio through the window or something? Come on. Okay. Let me see what else we got. Oh yeah, Tom Mallon, is the second coming of Shanks and Paisley. Richard Brown, will Joe Gomez ever score? I'm past that now. Last season, I was convinced. Charlie Walker said, would you ever go on Have a Word? So I've been on Have a Word. Back before they got the really good studio, when I had to go to Runcorn to do it. So funnily enough, I actually messaged Adam yesterday and said, hey, any chance I can come back on the podcast? And he has absolutely ghosted me. My good friend, Adam Rowe, known him for many, many years, shared many laughs and tears and pints and all kinds. So if everyone could do me a favour and tweet at Have a Word and basically tag at the Paul Machin in and say, get the Paul Machin back on the podcast. Could everyone just do that for me? And why not? Let's just harass them. Let's just harass them until they remember that I exist. That would be great. Sudashan, MAYCH Live. Yeah, sorry I'm a bit late. You are a bit late. It's not good enough, I'm afraid. You'll have to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Ian Brennan says, Redmen 15, do your own Anfield rap style tune. There's no wrong answers, apart from maybe the sexy calendars. Okay, let me see. Casey Bolos, will we erase the Trent mural if he leaves for Madrid? You know what, I like that as a topic, not as a necessarily a thing to do. I mean, like as a topic for discussion. Probably a bit more serious than I was hoping for. I think it's, and I said this at the time, I thought it was a stupid idea to give an 18-year-old or whatever he was at the time a mural. And particularly with that number, because I can't stand that 66 thing. It's always done my head in. That was like, and look, he's made it his own. And absolutely fair play. And if he goes to Real Madrid and continues to use 66, then sound, mate, whatever. But like, I don't know. Like, you're meant to just like. I love the number 23 because Robbie Fowler wore it, but he ultimately went to 9 south. Yeah. Anyway, look, I don't know. I don't, because honestly, we've had this conversation around our mural, and the point now is that we did that in conjunction with Mayor Walls. And the guy who owns that house, I don't even think owns the house anymore. So at this point, we did it, we paid for it, it was great. And it's a moment in time, because it was the first trophy, the first league title Liverpool won in 30 years. In my opinion, they should probably live there for all eternity. But it did cross my mind as I think about everything. So I did think about, like, at what point would you take that down? And when, Jordan left the other summer and it wasn't particularly positive, I'm sure there would have been people thinking, well, why has he got a mural? And this is the problem with giving murals to current footballers, because you don't get to control how they leave. And we've been very, very lucky in recent years that we've been doing these like guards of honor and send-offs. I said it last season, we need to get to a point where we fuck that off and just let lads go and crack on with their careers. If they're not good, we don't want them anymore, sell them. There should be no spilt tears about it. Just go and buy some more good footballers. But we've become very sentimental over this stuff in recent years. So that is I don't know, honestly, and because I need to know how, if Trent leaves, I need to know how Trent leaves and how he's going to do it, because I think I think there were some people who will see any version of him leaving Liverpool as bad. I think there is not necessarily a good way to leave, but there are better ways to leave, and there are much worse ways to leave, and it depends how he goes about doing it, if at all, if he does leave. I thought it was interesting that Alphonso Davies signed a new contract with Bayern, and he's been super heavily linked, hasn't he, to Real Madrid. So it's possible that lads can just go, actually, you know what, not for me. Fascinating. It's a really, really interesting topic, though, because I think people are going to have some really, really strong opinions on it, one way or the other. And now, of course, it's, again, the internet's one place. I don't put too much stock in massive internet feelings, but in the real world as well, people will, not be great for that. It will be fascinating. I'm of the opinion, once they're up, they should probably just stay up, find new walls to put new things on. But yeah, maybe we should stop giving murals. And we did this too. We should just wait until they are guaranteed legends. When you can't become a legend while you're an active footballer is my overall opinion. And I know we use the word legend a lot, but ultimately you're a legend when you pass someone the salt these days. So let's maybe calm down a bit on that. Let's see what else we got. What we got, let me see. Sudishan, waiting for MAYCH and Pajak mural, to be honest. So not a lot of people know this, but the Jordan Henderson mural has MAYCH x Pajak hidden on it somewhere. If anyone can find it and wants to send me a photo of it, then yeah, I'll give you some massive kudos for finding it. But it has got a secret MAYCH and Pajak reference in there, because we had our own podcast at that time as well. Let's see. Last few. Redmen 15, the worst Liverpool matchday squad of players you've seen play over that period. We could do like a game of footy, couldn't we? I think I quite like that. The Ryan Higgins, the great Redmen TV pub crawl. Robert Randall's drones that spell 20 over the Etihad. That would be great. I mean, probably 20 and 6 over Old Trafford instead. Maybe 7. Everyone touch wood. That was stupid. A topic, why does MAYCH hate the 66? It's because I just think that those numbers, you migrate through those numbers. You in my head, you want to own a 1 to 11 at Liverpool. And look, it's modern football and squad numbers exist for a reason. I get it. But like, could have made 7, you know what I mean? Could have made 7 his own, or took 8, or I don't know. I'm not into that like retiring shirt thing so much, because there's been legendary number 9s and there's legendary number 6s and number 4s, and there's certainly legendary number 7s and so on. I mean, Trent could have made number 2 his own forever and ever. So yeah, I am. Like, I'm not particularly an OCD person, but like squad numbers are one of my squad numbers and collars on football shirts are like my 2 real touch button subject there. Yeah, Wembley 2018 says, I'm one of them classic fans of like 1 to 11 not having random numbers. Okay, super. Thank you for joining me. Drop a like if you haven't done so already. Please, in the comment section underneath, I'm not shitting about with this, thoughts on, particularly on Redmen 15th anniversary, let me know them in the comment section underneath. And yeah, I'm going to do more of these regularly. If you enjoyed them, do let me know. But they need likes and they need shares, and the channel needs subscribers to keep going with all of this stuff. So that would be much, much appreciated. What else did I want to tell you about? Oh yeah, watch the weekly vlog. So I'm doing the weekly vlogs for 2 months. I've done the first 4, so we're halfway there. This is now going to be part of number 5, so check that out. We'll be going on next Monday, but obviously this week's was, look, I went to PSV and we didn't win, so I appreciate that, like, it's not got like that huge sort of crescendo moment. But I had a boss time traveling to Amsterdam and Eindhoven and some other cool little bits and pieces around it. So yeah, do check that out, and then check out the vlogs as well. I've got 4 more, and then I'm going to reassess what we do with that. I really like them, I'm really enjoying them, but I've realised this week and next week I haven't got loads in the calendar. It was a breeze the first 3 or 4 weeks because I had so much stuff. I was, I'll just show everyone what I'm doing. Now I need to find some more cool, interesting things to do. So yeah, get involved on last week's vlog if you don't mind. Go and drop some comments for suggestions for things you think I should be doing on them as well. That would be vastly appreciated. Right, I don't know how to turn this off, so I'm going to try this. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Are you sure? Thanks everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon, and yeah, check out the vlogs for this week and for next. Bye.